Picture with me, if you will, the earth upon which you now are situated, rolling and spinning in the darkness. It is the night side of earth upon which you look, and there seems to be darkness within darkness, as the eye seeks to fathom the dark sphere in the midst of the dark sky. Such, my friends, is the nature of your earth sphere, not in the physical sense, as you would call it, but in those portions of your density which may be called spiritual or metaphysical. Suddenly, one small flare of light is seen. You know what that is, my friends. That is one entity whose will has been turned to offering the one love and the one light inherent in the one original thought of our infinite Creator. What a glorious light in such a darkness may we see when one entity alone orients itself to the one. When groups of entities meet together, the light blazes far, far brighter than by merely addition. For each gives each strength, clarity, and purity of being, each giving unto each the gift of light. That is why your so-called light groups are crucial, always have been, and always shall be. They are centers, if you will, of focus from that which is lightest in all men to have a safe place to be vulnerable and to shine forth in the darkness. We who have served with the Confederation of Planets in the service of the Infinite Creator within your sphere of influence for some time, as you call it, have seen more and more lights glowing in the darkness. Their radiance is growing brighter, and there are beginning to be networks formed, networks of light. Traceries, like lace encircling the darkened spiritual metaphysical planes of your earth world. However, we do not want to emphasize overly much the function of the group, for each entity goes forth from the group and yet is still an entity holding, as in the holograph, all of the light of consciousness, all of the fresh and living radiance of the one original thought. We ask each of you to value yourselves, not because of anything you have done or will do, any grand thought that you have had, any grand thought that you have thought or will think, but because of your innate and inherent nature. It is your birthright to be the creator, and it is your challenge to find that same creator in all that you meet. Whatever the outward circumstances, whatever the challenges of personality, it is a fine thing to sit in meditation and glow with the inner and living light of the one creator. And yet we say to you, my friends, it is incumbent upon you insofar as you are able to turn from daily meditation outwards into your planetary sphere, wandering wherever you go, trailing the pristine and untouched light that you have received during meditation. Then you shall truly be radiant, and those about you shall be blessed. It does not take a group in order to do this, although, as we said, When more than one person gathers in meditation, the strength of the meditation is increased far more than by simple addition. We ask you for patience as we work with this instrument. We are giving word-by-word communication, and therefore this instrument must wait at the most unlikely places. As far as we can tell, this instrument's thoughts, this instrument is impatient and wants to know the story. Yet this instrument is the story, and so are each of you. Can you pretend for a moment that you are a small child? You walk along the path kicking pebbles and gazing at the leaves on the trees, catching acorns in your hand and feeding them to the squirrels. The sun of childhood's fall is warm and golden. The path grows circuitous as one gains in incarnational experience. It winds and turns, and the golden sun of childhood seems to become sickly and wan under the bruising influence of experience. And yet this is in no way necessary. One may retain that golden childhood. One merely needs to surrender the bruises, the anger, the hurt and pain, which have grown up around various circumstances and experiences which seemed quite negative. These experiences are a great deal like old and heavy clothing. They have become tattered. They have done their service, and it is time to shed these garments and put on fresh linen and go forth into that golden sunlight once again. We ask you to remember the lesson of the pearl. The oyster does not turn its back upon the gritty sand of experience. When sand irritates the inside of the shell, a pearl begins to be formed. The irritation may continue, but the pearl grows more and more beautiful, more and more lustrous and full of light. Look ye, therefore, also to the gritty sand of your experiences, whatever they may be, for within that experience is love, and the fruit of that experience is crystallization and radiance, if you but choose it. We ask that you seek to know the truth. And if anything that we say to you rings false upon your ears, we ask that you forget it immediately and move on. For we are very fallible entities and would never ask you to believe that things that we say are implicitly true. For still we learn also. Still we are corrected by experience. Still we are refined by the refining fire of catalysts. O radiant voyagers, shine for yourselves and for each other, so that those about you may wonder at the love within the group and within each individual. I am known to you as Hatonn. I leave you glorifying in the love and in the light of our infinite Creator. Adonai, my friends. Adonai Vasu.